speaking about mechanisms and operations, what do you need to have in your team for a healthy team environment, a healthy, what's the right word? Just a healthy environment. Is it weekly meetings, bi-weekly, or
yeah?
What do you?
Well, it depends. I guess one side doesn't fit all, but I find having meetings for the sake of meeting is probably not helpful. And there are quite a few meetings out there that could be shorter, could be more impactful, and other meetings that just there for the leaders for them to feel better because they created space. They think they created space for others, or what others think about it. What I find is when I coach executives in executive space, time is scarce, and how to fit those, I suppose, meetings with a team in a schedule. And that was an interesting concept. But I say, well, would you need to fit everything else around that because your team is more important than everything else? Kind of just thinking from that perspective. But what I find, and quite a few leaders that I speak to find that are making it those one-on-one really impactful and potentially narrow it down to, I suppose, 3 simple segments, right? That are making a half an hour, 1 hour catch up, sometimes even 10 minutes once a week or 15 minutes once a fortnight, just to ask, I suppose, 3 simple questions. So what are you working on? What's getting in the way? And what do you need from me?
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's really powerful. Because, and what I'm hearing there so far, we talked about, building trust and clarity. And I think clarity equals trust, right? But we can go through those ones. And thirdly, being intentional is what I'm hearing as well. Because like you said, like people kind of get off on like, oh, like look, I'm doing a weekly meeting. How good of a leader am I? Or like I'm scheduling a 30-minute meeting with all my staff. When we get in the meeting, it's like, so how's things for you? What I'm hearing is intentionality. So you could do like a 15-minute meeting each week and ask those 3 questions, which were what again? Sorry. What are you struggling with? What are you?
What are you working on? What's getting in the way? And what do you need from me?
And why are those 3 questions the most important out of all the questions one can ask?
Well, like you really get down to like, main purpose of having one-on-one sort of. You want to know as a leader what the person is working on, what's 1 or 2 things that are the most important thing of them. And they might not cover everything, and that's perfectly fine. But you want to kind of get sense, like, where they spend the most time in a week or whatever that might be. And what's getting in a way, sort of. And this is where kind of, I suppose, we identify areas that need improvement or support. Sometimes there might be, well, I'm working on this project, but I might, seems like I don't have a skill in this area. So how we can organize perhaps training or an upskill in this area, just one example. So it's a very, I guess, simple solution. And what do you need from me? I guess that goes back to that servant leadership and a purpose of leadership. Well, I'm not here just to have one-on-one, but how can I support you to be successful? So what do you need for me to move a dial, to help you move to the next level, or whatever that might be? It's a very short to cover different areas. What I find sometimes making it shorter makes both, if it's one-on-one, everyone more intentional. Because time is, we got 15 minutes. Let's really spend a time and think what I'm going to bring into these 15 minutes. So we're not going to get unprepared because we know we can't talk around. Talk around the issue for like 10 or 15 minutes and finally come to some kind of, I suppose, goal or solution or whatever that might be, and it might take a time. So it makes both parties more intentional.